Welcome to the Lindsay and Tony podcast, where we talk about spirituality, business, and life experiences.
In this podcast, we're bringing our private conversations to you.
We believe that it's through discussion, action, and reflection that true change occurs. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 132, How to Move Through Your Fears in Your Spiritual Business. Before I get into this episode, I want to remind you that we only have one spot left as of this moment in our Spiritual Business 90-Day Mastermind. We're so excited for everyone that's already joined. This is a very intimate group. If you're interested to apply, go to lindsaymarino.com. Okay, so this episode is all about those moments where we can really fear the steps that we're taking in our business, or maybe fear thinking about taking the steps in your business. No matter what level you're at in your spiritual business, this episode is for you. So we hope you enjoy the show. Hi guys, welcome back. We're so excited that you're here. Today's episode is all about how to move through fears in your business. So this is a common thing that can come up, right?
It is, because your business is really a personal development course disguised as a business. Because when you have a business, your business will only grow as much as you grow. You've all heard this before, but we're here to tell you from experience, it is the truth.
Right.
And if you want to grow your business, you're going to have to go towards those fears. It's going to scare the hell out of you a lot of times. I know over the last 3 years of me being an entrepreneur, I've been scared a lot of times. You could think of it, right?
Yes. Yeah. And he helped me when I started with my business. He was my coach. And I feel like when he left teaching full time, he needed support just like I needed support. We both need support from each other still. So it does come back to mindset. You really do have to go to the mindset. If you don't, your business isn't going to grow. Just naturally, it's not going to happen. So one of the things that can come up with fears is it could cripple you. And you can stop right there. You could plateau in your business. You might not start the business fully. You may pause in the business. But your fears are actually your greatest gift to help you to move to the next level in your business, right?
It is. I can remember, 3 years ago when I was doing the retreat with you for the first time. And of course, I had all these fears coming up. I was thinking, who am I to help lead a retreat? Who am I to coach at a retreat? Who am I to do all these things that I'm about to do? And obviously the retreats are in these beautiful houses on the beach. That made it even more overwhelming for me. People traveling from different locations to come to the retreat. A lot of pressure, right? And what I realized over time was I'm somebody who prepares a lot for things. When I was teaching in the school systems, I would over prepare for my lessons. When anything that I do, I over prepare. And that's what I found doing that first retreat was what helped me get through it was a lot of different things. And one of them was preparing. I was absolute clear on how the retreat was going to go each day. I had it all written out. I knew exactly what I was teaching, when I was teaching it, how I was doing it. I imagine in my head. So I talk about all these athletes will visualize inside their mind themselves shooting free throws or playing football or hockey, whatever it is. Actors will visualize themselves acting. I was visualizing literally the whole retreat, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I was feeling the energy of it. And it still didn't help me all the way. I still had fears, but that was the thing that got me through. Because another thing that got me through was realizing that underneath my fear was a strong desire. So I had a fear of, oh man, what if I go and I fuck up and the people, they don't like my lesson that I'm teaching at the retreat, or they're not impacted, and I leave and I just feel it and I know that they're not impacted, and I'm like, oh man, I squashed opportunity. That's my fear. But underneath that fear was a desire. And my desire was, I was wanting to impact these people's lives. I was wanting to bring my whole heart and my soul and pour it into this retreat so that I could help to impact these people's lives. And a simple shift that helped me was, instead of going there to perform, I'm a performer, I have to go there and perform. I was like, no, I'm going there to serve. I'm going there to serve. And that helped to take the edge off too.
I love that. I think that anyone who listens to this, if you could rewind that part and go back and listen to it again, because that really is where things start to shift with the energy when you're putting things out, is you're going to serve. And I think that's the most important thing. And also taking those fears and thinking about the root of it. Well, there's a true desire in that fear. So instead of thinking about just the fear, you're getting to the root of, well, wait, why is this coming up? Like, what is it that I really want from this? And why is that fear coming up? Once you get clear on that, it makes you want to take action. You know, you have this burning desire to take action once you get to the root of the fear. And I think a lot of the times we can keep things up in our head rather than take small action steps. And that's where we can overthink. Just like our last episode, we talk about overthinking. Instead, just take action and make decisions immediately and quickly. But one of the things that I would highly suggest is making like a little T-chart, which we've done in our masterminds before, where you have your fears on one side and then the desires that go with that fear on the other. And just writing it out will bring a lot of clarity too. The other thing that I want to say too about this whole topic of fear and letting it kind of run in your business, naturally, this is going to come up. It's actually a good thing to have fear.
It means that you're living on your edge.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the biggest things that helped me out was just accepting it. Like, everybody goes through it. All these people you see on YouTube, but on the stages, all these people that you look up to, if they're being honest with you, which a lot of them will be honest with you and they'll tell you this on their videos, or if you meet them in person, I have fear too. And it's normal. It's part of the process. And I think that when you embrace that and you realize, oh, I'm not somebody who's just a little wimp, or I'm scared, or I'm different because I'm feeling these fears. Like, no, everybody feels these. And when you start to analyze the successful people that move past them, there's a lot of clues that you'll see. Some of them I already said in this episode already, and others you'll have to learn on your own, and others you'll have to experience them on your own. Because what I found too was that the more that I fear something, the more joy I get from it after I go through it.
Love that. And it's true. It is true. And I think it's taking the time to do that. And the only way that fear can kind of make you feel like everything is stagnant is if you don't do anything with it. So if you just let it rule your day, let it rule your week, let it rule your year, that's when things shift around. And the other thing is we brought this up in last episode, if you allow other people's fears to come into your business, any kind of insecurity or self-doubt that they have about doing something, they put it on you. That's when you'll notice things really get turned around for you, where you start to confuse yourself because you're paying attention to the noise around you. And a lot of the people that try to get involved with business that put out those fears and insecurity, they're the ones in the sidelines. So it's important to stay laser focused on people that you're surrounding yourself with that go with your vision. And sometimes you have to keep that sacred. And that's why it's important to surround yourself with people that get it, whether it's in a mastermind or, you know, it's in a focus workshop connected to your craft that you're working on. But you have to kind of pump out things that you're going to be doing that help move through the fear, so you're not just staying still and stagnant.
Exactly, because if you think about it, the average person, these people that are putting their fears on you, one, they've never started a business. Or two, if they did, they failed. Because those are the stats. Most people that even start a business fail. So it's so important, like Lindsay's saying, to surround yourself around people that are like-minded, that are actually succeeding in business in your area, that are actually doing the things that you want to do, because they'll have a totally different take, a totally different perspective on it.
And, you know, it's reminding me, I just made a post yesterday about thinking back, and sometimes I forget about these moments, but when I first started, I went from third grade teaching to putting myself out there online, and there's some similarities and differences with the third graders. But one thing is when I was standing in front of, 20 little third grade faces teaching, they could read me like a book. If I wasn't in my power, I wasn't strong in my energy, I wasn't sure of what I was doing, they could read me and they would call me out in some way, okay? When it comes to putting yourself out there online, energetically, people feel it. Now, you can also feel other people's energy too if you are someone that's intuitive, which most likely if you're listening to this, you probably are you're into this spiritual topic and intuitive yourself and empathic. So the fears of what people think could really creep up inside of you, and you could think, oh my gosh, what if I'm too much for these people? What if I feel like I'm talking about myself or promoting myself too much, or what if I'm not putting out enough content? You start to get all these fears that come up that could really cloud your vision on why you're even doing what you're doing. And if you switch it around, like Tony said, is like, how may I serve? What am I doing to serve them? It's not really about you. Yes, you're sharing your stories. Yes, you're being vulnerable and expressive. That's going to help impact more people. But also thinking about it, if I do hold back and don't put myself out there, there's going to be a difference in energy within myself, which can come up with fears. Is you have these fears and it lets you stop you. You start resenting people around you that are actually putting themselves out there.
Right, and you brought up an excellent point with people that are intuitive. Like, we're intuitive, all the people listening are. That's a whole nother dynamic that plays in this, because I can remember, especially at the beginning stages several years ago, I'd put out videos and I could tune into other people's energy just like you can and be like, oh, that bitch is hating, or that asshole's hating, or that whatever it is. Like, and you get really upset about it. That's another skill, is learning how not to tune into that. Because here's the thing. When you put out a video, we put out this podcast, we're going to have people that love it. We're going to have people that are impacted by it. We're going to have people that say, oh, Tony and Lindsay think they know everything. We're going to have people that think that we think we're better than other people because we're putting a podcast out. You're going to have all of these different people. It's a fact. You have to accept that. We've accepted it. We could give a shit less what anybody thinks. Well, actually, if we're being honest, we care a little bit still. But we're getting really good at just blocking it out and focusing on you, the people that we are here to serve. We're here to make an impact. We're not here to waste your damn time. We're here to make an impact.
So true. So yes, and that's a powerful point to end on, is who are you
giving your energy and attention to?
Exactly. And what is the purpose of you putting yourself out there for your business? Really, what kind of desire do you want to be put out into the world? Okay, so we hope you enjoy this episode, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys. We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we did. If you liked it, leave a 5-star review on iTunes, and remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel too.
If you can think of anyone else that would love this episode, share it with them right now on social media or email. And remember, getting results is a process of learning, applying, and reflecting. Stay consistent and continue to grow every day.